You ever get to the end of the month and, just wonder where all your money actually went?
Oh, definitely.
It's like you blinked and suddenly your bank balance is just, well, lower than you expected.
Yeah.
We're talking about those little everyday things, right? The ones that seem so small on their own, that morning coffee, maybe a quick online buy, grabbing takeout, because cooking just feels like too much effort sometimes.
Individually, they don't seem like a big deal.
Exactly. But add them all up and wow, they can really take a chunk out of your finances.
It's that accumulation. The small expenses, they often catch people completely off guard. It's like a slow week.
Yeah, a slow leak. I like that. You don't notice it at first, but wow, over time it drains things.
It really can.
Well, today we're diving deep into something that seems to be getting pretty popular as a way to sort of get a handle on that spending and maybe hit the financial reset button. It's called the No Spend Challenge.
Exactly. And at its core, a no-spend challenge is really all about being intentional.
Intentional. Okay.
Yeah, it's a set period where you make a really conscious effort to spend only on your needs, not your wants. It forces you to be mindful about where every single dollar is going.
Okay, let's really break this down then. What exactly is a no spend challenge? And maybe just as important, what is it not? Because I think that name, no spend, might scare some people off.
Right, it can sound extreme. But really, a no-spend challenge is a commitment, usually for a set time, like, say, 30 days, to spend money only on essential items.
Only essential.
Yeah, it's a deliberate way to understand your own spending patterns, see where you can cut back, and, well, ultimately boost your savings and build better financial habits.
So it's about being super aware of where the money's flowing out. But yeah, when people hear no spend, they might think total deprivation, like you have to live like a hermit or something.
That's a really important distinction to make. It is not about depriving yourself completely.
Okay.
It's not about suddenly becoming an extreme minimalist overnight or cutting off all your friends. Think of it more like a temporary financial tune-up.
A tune-up, not a total life teardown. Got it.
Exactly. Not a permanent overhaul.
Right. It's not like you're prepping for the end of the world. So, okay, what's our mission with this deep dive today? What are we hoping folks get out of this?
Well, our goal is to really explore how these challenges work in practice, give you some practical steps on how to actually do one based on what our sources say, and highlight the real benefits.
And this isn't just theory, right? It's based on actual advice.
Absolutely. It's a real-world strategy backed by expert insights and actual examples you can use.
All right, let's get practical then. Someone's listening thinking, okay, this no spend thing, maybe, but where do I even start setting the rules for my challenge?
That's the first big step. And the interesting thing is the rules are really quite personal. They're customizable.
Okay, so not one size fits all.
Definitely not. What's essential for one person might be a luxury for another. But a good starting point is to categorize your current spending.
Categories. Okay, what's the framework there?
Think about it in two main buckets, non-negotiables and let's call them gray areas.
Non-negotiables and gray areas. Got it.
Your non-negotiables are those absolute essentials. Things like rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries specifically for cooking at home, commuting costs, medications, any loan payments you have. The absolute basics.
Makes sense. The stuff you just have to pay to keep the lights on and a roof over your head. So what falls into the gray areas? That sounds like where the tough choices happen.
Precisely. Gray areas are where you have more discretion. This is stuff like eating out, takeout, entertainment, movie tickets, streaming services, your hobbies, socializing. This is where you need to make those conscious calls about what's truly essential for you during the challenge.
So it really comes down to looking hard at where the money's going now and figuring out what's a need versus what's just nice to have or convenient.
Oh.
Do our sources give some specific examples of rules people use?
Oh, yeah, definitely. NerdWallet, for instance, suggests focusing on resisting that urge to buy stuff just because it's easy or because you're feeling emotional.
Ah, breaking the habit buys, the I deserve this moment.
Exactly that. Ramsey takes a similar approach, emphasizing spending only on true needs. They use that four walls idea: food, utilities, shelter, transportation, plus other absolute necessities. Anything else. It's a want, and it's out for the challenge period.
Food, utilities, shelter, transport. Okay, pretty fundamental.
Right.
What about the Modern Wealth Mindset video script? Do they have specific examples?
They did, yeah. A really detailed one for a 30-day challenge.
Yeah.
Their rules were things like only groceries for home cooking, all essential bills paid, absolute NO restaurant food or takeout, NO new clothes, NO impulse Amazon buys.
Whoa, that's specific. No Amazon.
Yeah. And only free entertainment libraries, parks, free community stuff. They did allow one small exception: a small budget for one social outing if it was like a shared meal.
That's really granular, but it shows you can still have some social life without wrecking the challenge. What about things like Netflix or gifts if a birthday comes up?
Good questions. Ramsey specifically mentions deciding up front about subscriptions. Pause them. Maybe even cancel some for the month. And yeah, gift giving is a big one. You need a plan if an occasion falls in your challenge month. Maybe a homemade gift or delaying the purchase.
That's practical. You don't want a birthday to derail you. What if, like, your tire blows out? An emergency.
Right. And Ramsey's advice is crucial there. Build in flexibility for genuine emergencies. Life happens. A no-spend challenge is about intentionality, not self-punishment for things you can't control. You can pause the challenge, deal with it, then jump back in.
So listening to all this, it sounds like step one is really just some honest self-reflection, looking at your own spending and drawing your line between needs and wants.
Absolutely. And getting those personal rules clear from the start, that's foundational. It forces you to confront your habits right away.
Okay, so you've set your rules, you know what's in, what's out, what are the actual payoffs, what makes sticking to this worthwhile beyond just, tightening the belt for a month.
Oh, the benefits can be pretty substantial. One of the most immediate ones is often a massive savings boost.
Massive.
Yeah, when you consciously cut out those seemingly small, regular things, the daily latte, the random online buys, the savings, really add up. Think about it. Even saving, say, $5 a day is $150 extra in a month.
Wow, okay, $150 just like that.
Yeah.
That does put it in perspective. What else?
Well, a really direct use for those savings is debt reduction. If you've got high-interest debt, even one focused month of saving can make a real dent in paying it down faster.
Right, paying less interest over time. That's huge.
Huge motivator, seeing that debt number go down.
Yeah.
Very empowering.
Definitely. What about, how you think about money? Does the challenge change your mindset?
Absolutely. That leads right into another key benefit, gaining financial clarity. By actively not spending, you become so much more aware of where your money usually goes. You start spotting those spending leaks.
Spending leaks, like those subscriptions you forgot you even had.
Exactly. We've all got those. So more awareness. That often translates into reduced financial stress.
Ah, okay. How so?
When you feel like you're actually in control of your finances, instead of feeling like your money controls you, it just brings a sense of calm. Knowing where it's going, making active choices, it can lift a real weight.
That sense of control must be a huge mental plus. Any other upsides?
Yeah, surprisingly, it can also spark boosted creativity.
Creativity, how?
Well, when you can't just throw money at entertainment or problems, you start looking for free or cheap alternatives. Ramsey mentions things like rediscovering the library, finding free community events, dusting off board games, hiking.
So you get resourceful.
Exactly. You tap into things you already have or that don't cost anything.
That's a cool, unexpected side effect. Forced innovation for your downtime.
Precisely. And ultimately, doing a no-spend challenge helps build stronger money habits. It's about long-term discipline, not just the month itself. It helps rewire your whole approach.
Like a financial boot camp for building lasting habits.
You got it. And one last thing. NerdWallet points out you develop more appreciation for what you have. When you're trying not to buy new stuff, you look at your existing things differently. You find ways to make do. They even use that cute example of using pots and spoons as instruments for a kid instead of buying another toy.
I love that. Actually using what's already there. Okay, benefits sound great, but
Yeah.
getting through a whole month, that feels tough.
Yeah.
What are the practical strategies for actually succeeding?
Yeah, good question. Several key strategies pop up consistently in the sources. First, both Ramsey and Modern Wealth Mindset really emphasize setting a clear savings goal, having a specific why.
Oh, why?
Yeah, whether it's paying off that credit card, saving for a down payment, funding a trip, having a concrete goal provides that crucial motivation when temptation hits. I want to save money isn't as strong as I want to save $500 for X.
Makes total sense. Vague goals don't really grab you. What else?
Second, Ramsey suggests choosing the right time carefully. Look at your calendar. Are there big birthdays, holidays, stressful events coming up that might make it extra hard? Try to pick a month that's relatively calmer.
Yeah, maybe don't pick December for your first try.
Probably not. Modern Wealth Mindset mentions January or November are popular, but really it's about what works for your life. Flexibility is key.
Okay, good timing. What next?
Third, getting your budget ready. This is huge, mentioned by both Ramsey and NerdWallet. You absolutely need a budget to understand your essential spending first, so you know where you can cut. Ramsey says budget for needs first.
You need to know the financial lay of the land before you start.
Couldn't have said it better. You need that baseline.
Okay, budget's ready. How do you stay on track during the challenge? Keep score.
Yeah, tracking your progress is vital. Modern wealth mindset suggests lots of ways. Journaling, budgeting apps, they mention Mint, YNAB, personal capital, simple spreadsheets, even visual trackers.
Visual tracker.
Like a printable calendar where you cross off each successful no-spend day. Ramsey also has ideas like printable PDFs. Seeing that progress visually, really reinforcing.
I can see that. Ticking off the days. Now food. That's a big one for most budgets. How do you tackle food spending?
Both NerdWallet and Ramsey highlight planning your meals as absolutely critical. Saves money, reduces food waste. Super important during the challenge.
Right.
Ramsey suggests checking your pantry first, see what you have, plan meals around that, and maybe weekly sales. Then make a list for the grocery store, and this is key, stick to it.
No more wandering down the snack aisle just because.
Exactly. And related to that is avoiding spending temptations.
Ah, the danger zones. Online shopping, the mall.
Both. NerdWallet and Ramsey advise steering clear of environments, physical or online, that trigger your spending. Ramsey specifically says, remove saves card info from websites and apps, maybe limit social media time since ads are everywhere.
Out of sight, out of mind. Smart. What if you see something you really, really want or think you need?
Modern wealth mindset has a great tip for that. Make a wish list for later.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, just write it down. Acknowledge the desire, but defer the decision. Then, after the challenge, look at the list again. Do you still want it? Does it fit the plan? Often, that immediate urge fades.
That's a great way to handle that fear of missing out, the FOMO, without giving in. Any other clever tricks?
Ramsey suggests using old gift cards. If you have some lying around, use them. It's like free money, but stick to the balance. Don't spend extra.
Good point. Free-ish money.
And they really push finding free things to do. Libraries, free streaming trials, just remember to cancel. Community events, game nights with friends, using games you own, hiking, parks. Get creative.
Right, embrace the free fun.
NerdWallet even mentioned, using stuff you already have for entertainment, like those pots and pans for kids we mentioned earlier.
Back to the resourceful angle. Any final bit of practical advice?
Yeah, one more thing both Ramsey and Modern Wealth Mindset recommend. Let others know. Tell your friends, tell your family you're doing this.
Accountability.
Partly accountability, yeah. But also so they understand why you might suggest staying in instead of going out or doing a potluck. Helps manage expectations.
So it's about planning, avoiding triggers, getting creative, and maybe getting some support.
That sums it up nicely. And remember, as Ramsey stresses, having that budget is the underlying framework that makes it all work effectively. It gives you the insight and helps track that progress towards your goal.
Okay, we've walked through the rules, the amazing benefits, and a whole bunch of practical strategies. Let's talk about the finish line. What are the key takeaways after someone actually completes a no-spend challenge? What sticks?
Well, the most obvious one, right up front, is the tangible savings. Real money in your account that wasn't there before.
The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow month.
Exactly. And that money can go straight towards those goals you set, paying down debt faster, beefing up your emergency fund, saving for that big purchase. It's concrete.
That's the immediate win. But you hinted earlier there are deeper changes too.
Yes, absolutely. The challenge often kicks off real behavioral changes. You just become much more aware of your habits. Those impulse buys, they tend to lessen because you've built this filter, this habit of asking need or want. And that naturally leads to increased financial confidence. You prove to yourself you can control your spending, that you have more power over your money than maybe you thought.
So it's not just about the cash saved during the month, but the habits you build for the future.
Precisely. And our sources really emphasize that a no-spend challenge isn't just a temporary diet. It can be a launch pad for sustainable financial literacy.
Okay.
It helps you move towards long-term financial well-being, maybe even freedom, because you're learning to manage your money proactively, making deliberate choices, not just letting spending happen to you.
Wow. It really sounds like it's about so much more than just saving a bit of cash short term. It's like fundamentally recalibrating your relationship with money.
That really captures the essence of it, yeah. Shifting from reactive to proactive.
Well, this has been incredibly insightful. Honestly, it makes the whole idea of a no-spend challenge feel way less daunting and much more like a real opportunity.
Absolutely. It's a very practical, very empowering tool to grab the reins of your finances and actually make progress.
So for you listening right now, maybe this is the nudge you needed. Maybe it's time to seriously think about trying a 30-day no-spend challenge using some of these ideas. Maybe start by just thinking, what are my biggest spending triggers? And what are my most important financial goals right now?
hmm Imagine what you could do with the savings from just 1 month of really intentional spending.
It's a powerful thought. Which non-essential things could you realistically pause? And picture where those saved dollars could go instead.
That's a great place to start that reflection.
We'd actually love to hear what you think. Feeling inspired, maybe a bit nervous. What do you think your biggest hurdle would be? Feel free to share your thoughts or even commit to trying it.
And remember, this deep dive gives you a strong starting point, but building mindful spending habits, that's an ongoing journey. Keep exploring budgeting, keep building those positive habits for the long haul.
Yeah, absolutely. Ultimately, it kind of boils down to this, doesn't it? Your financial future is really just the sum of all those small, everyday money decisions. A no-spend challenge seems like a powerful way to make those decisions more conscious, more intentional, and really unlock the potential of your own financial.